So, hello students, how are you? And as we are studying cell signaling, at previous class we have studied uh, different signalings of NRTK. We'll talk about some pathway of NRTK that has been left in the previous classes. So, let's start from delta notch signaling. Here, it is a just occurring signaling. Both the ligand and receptor are present in the membrane and they require physical touch to activate. After the notch and delta signaling activate or bind together, the, uh, the cleaving site of notch been exposed, and after the expose of that cleaving site, ADAM family, the metalloprotease cleave the extracellular domain, and Y secretase cleave the intercellular domain. In the uh, gamma secretase. In the intercellular domain, NICT translocation, that is notch intercellular domain, travel to the nucleus and bind to CSL. After that, the CSL transcription factor complex. This displacing pressure and activate target gene. Okay. Then about Friedrich receptor. In Friedrich receptor, there is two types, that is canonical Wnt pathway and non-canonical pathway. In canonical pathway, in absence of signal, the Friedrich and LRP 5 and 6 cannot bound, and due to that, the degradation complex are activated, and this degradation complex act as a phosphorylation transfer to the beta catenin, and it ubiquitinates and destroyed so that the beta catenates will not enter to the nucleus and bind to the TCF or LEF complex repression gene, and due to that the uh, DNA expression will not be happen. But in presence of signal, the freezer and LRP 5 and 6 are bound and recruit the disulfur and oxime. Due to that, the degradation complex are remain in inactive form. The beta catenin will not be ubiquitinated or destroyed, and the beta catenin enter the nucleus and bind to TCF and LEF, and the gene expression occur. As a note, the cell default paired is beta catenin, means continuously destroyed beta catenin, but W20 act as a brake to the destruction. Let's talk about non-canonical pathway. In non-canonical pathway, there are two pathway, that is planar cell polarity, that is PCP pathway, and WNT calcium pathway. In PCP pathway, after the freezer activated through WNT signaling, the disaver activate and activate the small GTPase, that is row A and rack 1. Due to this, JNK activate, that is C-Jun and terminal kinase. After the activation of JNK, it acts as a downstream effect and activates cytokeratin rearrangement, asymmetrical cell shape, and tissue organization. In WNT calcium pathway, It activates G protein, which activate PLC, that is phospholipase C. The phospholipase C cleave the PIP2 and form DAC and IP3. IP3 uh, travel through the cytoplasm and bind in the ER, that is endoplasmic reticulum, and release the calcium. This calcium downstream effect are activate calcineurin and CAM kinase, regulating cell mortality and preventing tumor metastasis. Let's talk about Herzog signaling pathway. In Herzog pathway, in absence of signal, the patch receptor remain in the cilium, and due to uh, no signaling, the patch receptor cleave the GLIA and form GLIR. The GLIR travel to the nucleus and repress the gene expression, or we can say blocking the transcription. In presence of Herzog signaling, the Herzog bind to the patch receptor and degrade the patch so that the smoothen receptor uh, activate and present in cilium that will not cleave the GLIA, and due to that GLIA directly travel to the nucleus and form activation of the gene expression. The gene expression are cyclin, NMIC, etc. Let's talk about TNF pathway, that is tumor necrosis pathway. In tumor necrosis pathway, TNF alpha bind to TNF receptor, causing trimerized. Due to the trimerations, it recruit TRADD, that is TNFR1 associated dead domain protein. After the recruitment of TRADD, they serve as a branching point for two opposing cellular fates. That is, first pathway is about apoptosis, recruit FADD, phase-associated death domain, that activates caspase-8 and form programmed cell death. In pathway 2, it acts as a survival and information pathway that recruit TRAF2 and RIP1. This activate NF-kappa B and form, and act as cell survival and inflammatory cytokine productions. Let's talk about DNA pathway of N NF-kV branch. In absence of signaling, the inhibitory NF-kP bind to NF-kV and will not uh, or it traps in cytoplasm that can travel to the nucleus and activate the gene expression. But in presence of signaling TNF or interleukin-1 stimulations, the inhibitory NF-kV kinase phosphorate the uh, IKB and release NFKB. After the release of NFKB, okay, let's repeat. The inhibitory IKB kinase that phosphorate inhibitory NFKB so that NFKB release and travel to the nucleus to promote the nucleus expression or transcribe anti-apoptosis inflammatory gene. Let's talk about extrinsic pathway of apoptosis. Here, death ligand that is FASL or TNF alpha FASL bind to the death receptor that is FAS receptor or TNFR receptor that activate or recruit DISC that is adapter protein to form the death-inducing signaling complex DISC. After the DISC activate, it recruits procaspase and cleave that to form the activate caspase 8. This activate caspase 8 directly activate caspase 367 and due to this it cleaves the DNA, structural protein and survival factor leading to the rapid and tiny cellular implosions that is broken DNA, clumping cytoskeleton and apoptosis. Here is the final summary for this different pathway. The Jack state pathway, last class I have taught you and the rest are taught in this class. So try to revise it all and prepare for the CSIR NET exam, ICMR and GATE also. So thank you for the class and take care.